So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not. So I fell asleep with a broken heart.
3, 2, 1.
We both looked at each other and said, damn. It's out of focus and now it's back in focus.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. We are the Three Stooges. Don is one of the Stooges. He just didn't know it.
Thanks so much.
Well, I think he kind of knew it. He kind of knew it, but he just didn't want to admit it.
He's a stooge outer.
I'm a stooge outer. Hey, I'm T-Bone, and this is
Minister
it is
Sean.
Monday, baby, and it's feeling good. It's a Monday, and it's feeling good. You know, and I want you guys to feel good. The only reason we come here every time we come here is to just find somebody and just hope that we can get them to feel good. Man, what better life? What better mission in life is that, though? Realistically, what better mission in life can you have than to hope that every day something that you say, or even just your mannerisms, has somebody thinking about, okay, I'm thinking I'm ready to feel good.
Well, I mean, no one wakes up and goes, I plan on feeling like crap today.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you went out party the night before, you
you end up
anticipate
feeling like crap.
you're going to wake up feeling like that.
But we encourage you to wake up in the morning and intentionally feel good. Intentionally feel good. We got a program, the 2190. With the 2190 program, what really is, it's a simple thing, okay? Your brain will accept whatever you give it, okay? That's why we have such a thing as fear. Okay, you know what fear is false evidence appearing real, you know, or you suffering some anxiety about something that doesn't even exist. You know, and so you know your brain will accept whatever you give it, and so I'm suggesting wholeheartedly that you suggest to your brain that today's gonna feel good. How's that note, Don?
That's a good one.
That was a good note.
Move your cover.
Okay, I wonder how Buble would feel about it.
He'd love it.
Okay, good.
He's on the phone.
Hey, Buble. What's happening, man? Yeah, so it's Monday, May what?
11th, I
11th.
think. Yeah.
Wow, May's almost gone already. That seems to be what happens, right? You come into a month and you go down, you sleep a couple of days, and you get back up and you eat something, and you go and do a little something, and the months are gone.
Well, and for those of you who missed me, I've been sleeping like 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was partially, not that I was depressed, but it was the 4-year anniversary of my younger brother passing.
Yeah.
So
How many?
4.
4. Yeah.
Actually, because he passed away on the 8th, 2016.
Yeah, yeah. And you know those people you love, man. You don't ever forget them. You don't. They never leave your system. My mother died in 2008, so that's now 12 years ago. And every day, like Mother's Day, I've actually gotten to the point where I get happy and I talk to her a lot, and you know what I mean. And we have a good day together. But there's some people who don't really go through it that way. You know, there's some people who really take the thing kind of tough and rough, and you know, and then when you've got like addiction knocking at your door, and then you got emotions that are tied to something that's painful, and then you got corona, and you got all of this stuff. I mean, if you don't have your mind right, then it's gonna be all these holidays and almost every day. it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. You know.
And when my brother passed away, he was in really good. He has the same liver disease I do, the alpha-1 antitrypsin, and he was at the hospital. They did some blood work. They said, no, you're looking good. They wanted to adjust one of his meds, and he was waiting for the prescription to come in. 15 minutes after they gave him a good bill of health, collapsed unresponsive and went into the coma, and that was it. Me and my sister Eileen had to pull the plug, and that day sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because with me, Sean, you're a good bill of health for now. You don't need your transplant yet. I'm like,
That's a scary thought.
wait.
This is the worst good ever.
Yeah. I'm like,
This is the
they're like,
worst good ever.
yeah, you don't need your liver right now. You could die at any minute in between, but you're in good health now. What?
Well, see, they're not psychologists. They're not. That's not their part of the body. that
Well,
work on.
they need to take like some sort of class for something, you know.
The phone number here, if you guys want to call
Could you
us.
forward it?
I don't know. She'll answer.
Yeah, she'll answer it. Whoa, way at
Wow,
a
look at that. Well, anyway, the phone number wasn't that fuzzy picture.
It was in this fuzzy.
The phone number is in this fuzzy picture here. The number is.
Sorry, just a moment.
We're having some 1962 equiment difficulties.
Tom was not born in 1962.
The equipment was.
Oh.
Even older than
Anyways,
Farty
941
That's right.
201.
5226.
That's it. You see it there. Write it down. 94120. Let that be one of those numbers that you plug into your brain, man.
And
Just plug it in.
Put it in your phone.
Put it in your phone, and you know we like and Sean more than me because I talk all the time, and Sean likes to talk to people, and you should take advantage of that because that's one of the biggest things that you need when you're going through some kind of trouble, some kind of difficulty. You need somebody that just has an ear. Who lend you an ear, who remind you that there's some beauty out here, that there's a possibility for souls to connect on another level, that it's not where all the pain and all that exists. It's like where beauty unfolds. And so take advantage of that number 941-201-5226.
Even as the pipes get.
Anyways,
He was getting a pipe. Not a pipe, but a pipe. Anyway, 941-201-5226. Call that number
It's okay.
and
We'll be distracted.
we listen. They're doing major construction in here. Just hold
Where is
on
here?
for a second. Here's at the Onico Farmers Market. The world famous, about to be world famous Onico Farm. If we got anything to do with it. We hear, and I don't know if you know OneCo. We like to call it OneCo every now and then. OneCo is in Bradenton or Manatee County. It's not Bradenton. It's OneCo, right? It's Onico. So anyway, these guys got together and they put this idea of taking this big, huge open air space and turning it into an indoor open air market. I'm going to tell you what right now, this is going to be the talk of the town. I mean, we got people, and God bless the people at the downtown farmers market, been around forever, one of the greatest draws that we have in this town. They also have the, what is that over there down on 41, that mansion?
the ring line?
Oh, Nick, it almost came to me. Philippi Creek. They have a farmers market. They have a farmers market also out in Lakewood Ranch. There's a few farmers markets rolling around, but I'm going to tell you what, this one is going to be the bomb because it is just so suited to be a futuristic one. I mean, you're going to have everything from bread to collard greens to watches and jewelry. But most of all, you'll have us here running the Onico Farmers Market Network, where we'll be broadcasting, we'll be doing commercials. It's going to be fun. We'll be doing live concerts. I'm just excited about the whole thing, and so here we go to today's. No, it's today's topic. No, we don't do today's topic yet. Let's talk about this one thing, okay? This is all depending on whether they open or not, based on the guidelines. These guidelines.
From the county inspectors.
The guidelines, one from the county inspectors. That's bad enough. But the county inspectors, their stuff is kind of cut and dry, right? I mean, if this goes and that goes and this go, everything's good. You can get your permit. But when one person is telling you open up your store, and then another person is telling you no, don't open your store. I mean, it's crazy. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened in the history of the world.
Well, not that I want to talk bad about anybody from county codes, but you can ask the same question to 4 different people, and you're going to get 7 different answers.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
But this Corona thing, this stay at home, go to work, stay at home, go to work thing, it has now come down to a point where, what you have to do is start looking at your Bill of Rights, people. And even prior to looking at your Bill of Rights, you got to look into your mind and say, am I smart enough to make proper decisions that I can go and live my life as normal as I possibly can live it? Or I have to live by somebody's guidelines who don't even know what the damn guidelines are.
Isn't that why our ancestors left like England to come to America?
To get away from taxation without representation, to get away from people, from tyranny, to come here and be able to forge across the freaking continent and through the wilderness, that's why they got hush puppies, right? Hush puppies are what they used to make to give the dogs so that they'd hush when they're going through the wilderness. You learn something new every day.
I don't know.
Hush, puppy.
I think you were my pool a little too long and some chlorine soaked in there and got some little scramble. I'll have to Google that one.
I thought it was pancake balls.
Yeah,
same thing.
I'm bullshit on that one. But
hush, puppy. But anyway, these guys, man, they came here. They had their wives and their kids and their mules and their oxes and their covered wagon, and they came across cutting through.
And I guess they brought their deep fryer, their cornmeal mix,
their ninja
to make their
what, to make their hush puppies.
Yeah.
Oh, the hush puppies were easy. The hush puppies, that was nothing. But it's true. But there's this saying, right? This is my dad. I try to keep my dad alive.
Just because you say it doesn't mean it's true.
No, that's true.
But
no, I agree with that. I've said a lot of things that weren't true. You want to know the truth about it? Anyway, my dad used to always say, son, there's this saying, the dogs may bark, but the caravan moves on. That goes along with the hush puppy. See, we got a whole thing happening here. See, the dogs are barking, bark, 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 and so everybody stops, right? And they throw them a hush puppy, okay? And then they get out their rifles and so forth, and they investigate the area, and they cut down some more little trees and wigs, and then they move on. The dogs may bark, but the caravan moves on, because we are starting in New England, and we're trying to get to we heard about the the Pacific Ocean, California. Hey.
So, folks, on this day is when he lost his mind, okay?
I've been locked up in the house a long time now. Anyway, today's subject is... Wait a minute. Let me rewind. Well, okay. Today's subject is one day or day one. One day or day one. And for my fellow addicts... here, you can hear your phone or something. For my fellow addicts, you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, because do you know how many day ones I've had in my drug career? Too doggone many. You know, and so you can go one day at a time and get to that point where it turns into 5 years, or you can keep having a string of day ones. You keep showing up in the rooms. Hey, I'm here and sober from day. It's my first day. It's kind of cute till it gets old. You know, and so are you going to make some kind of decision to get yourself one day at a time, or keep having day one? Keep waking up disappointed. You know, I was just coming across the Skyway Bridge before I got here, and you guys that are not from this area, that probably means nothing to you, but I mean, obviously you can Google it because we live in the age of information. But I was coming across the Skyway Bridge, and then I made a little turn, and I was coming along Manatee, and there's a drawbridge, right? And it was an interesting thought because I got stuck at a drawbridge, right? And so there's this big, beautiful boat. That was the reason that traffic was backed up for a mile. You know? And so I'm thinking to myself, that is how life really is, right? One person's move can affect so many people. And so that boat coming through and that drawbridge having to open up, it was one boy just out there enjoying himself, having a good old day. And you got somebody in line trying to get to work. They late for work. Somebody's trying to have a baby and they can't get through because this dude's come submarine. So same thing happens when somebody dies from an overdose. Or the same thing happened even let's come even before the dying part. When you see somebody that you love and that you and maybe as a mother, like yesterday, and Happy Mother's Day to anybody that we get the opportunity to say Happy Mother's Day yesterday to. Sean and I both have lost our mothers, and it's kind of a different scenario for us, for me and him individually, but for us as guys, as adult men who don't have that opportunity to say, "Hey, Mom, Happy Mother's Day."
Instead, I look up.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah. Hey, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. So for you individuals out there who still have your mother, and you're not so paying so close attention to that relationship, then you're wrong. And I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And I don't care if you agree with me or not. I don't care if you get mad at me. You're wrong. And I don't care what she did. Because what she did for you, first of all, she spent 9 months carrying your heavy butt. You know, and then when you came out, she was gracious enough to give you the antibiotics out of her breast to keep you alive. The antibodies to keep you alive, and change that stinking daddy's too, but change that stinky diaper. I mean, that's a stinky. Oh, Lord, that pablum, that milk, poo poo. So if you're having a problem with your mother, or the reverse of it is that you don't care about your mother, then I get to tell you what, your problem is not drugs. Your problem is not drugs. It's probably a thing called indifference. You know, to what's really real, to what's really important in this life. You know. And what's important in this life are relationships. And what are the most important relationships in this life are your family of creation, your family of orientation, those people who reared you, those people who you are responsible for today, whether like them or lump them. Look back over those days and say, you know what, you were a big bully, but that's okay because you made me tougher. You know? I mean, all these, it bothers me. It blows my mind. All the relationships I see with siblings not getting along with each other, or a mother and sibling kind of conflict. It makes absolutely no sense because my mom was crazy.
Well, I didn't talk to my brother Michael for years, but that was because he married this girl I was engaged to.
Oh, well, that makes a difference.
And then it was about 3 years, maybe 4 years later, I got invited to Christmas dinner, and she became she was drinking like a liter of, or a handle of vodka every day. Blew up like a big old balloon, and I gave her a big hug.
When you
And I
say a
started-
big hug, you mean a big hug.
And I started laughing. And I said, thank you. He goes, what are you thanking me for? I said, this was almost me. He goes, get out, and threw me out of his house. But I was like,
Hey, listen, the truth will set you free. It did that night, didn't it?
but, and to this day, I still don't understand why he was mad at me
Right,
for that.
right. That was your call.
I was,
That was his decision.
yeah, I was like, thank you.
Yeah. However it goes, God, this life is so short. I'm sitting here counting. I'm counting days. Like I got 3 little itty bitty grandbabies that I love so much, and I'm counting days. And it's like, man, I wish I could have this much time to spend with them. And I have no control over that, except for how I treat myself. You know, the things that I do with my body and my mind and my soul. You know, I got an aunt, my father's sister, who is turning 90, and she is as sharp as she's ever been, and it's amazing to me. And so I'm hoping we got the same kind of DNA molecular structures up in there. That I get to get that and still be talking and making people laugh and stuff at 90 years old. That's an amazing feat, you know. But day one day or day one.
Actually, I know 2 people that actually called me over the weekend and such, but they're one of them's taking her son to Centerstone, and kid doesn't think he has a problem.
Well,
He-
hello.
He said, I'm only drinking 24 beers a day and a pack of cigarettes.
That's all.
What's the big deal?
What's the problem?
I don't know. Well, the
What's the problem with that?
big deal
I
is-
still function. I go to work every day. Not for long, baby. Not for long. That's just not how that works for an extended period of time.
Actually, I told her to call in, and I wasn't sure if we were going to get everything forwarded here. I told her to call my cell phone number, but
Yeah, well, you
And,
know, the phone has been ringing at the house, and so I don't know if you have to forward it every day or whatever.
every time, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay, so no, it's not forwarded. So yeah,
But-
feel free to call our numbers if you got to talk. If you feel to talk, call me, because I mean I'm an open book. I've been hacked so much you can't hack me no more.
But here you
Well,
here-
maybe you can, but you know what's the use?
you had this
I'm used up.
you had this individual here that was so stuck on, I'm right and you're wrong, Mom. That for Mother's Day, that's what you can do to your mom?
Yeah. Well, it's a selfish disease,
know.
man.
So
It's
at
a
least,
selfish disease.
and so at least
Especially
she
alcohol.
was
more
going
than anything.
to Marchman act him instead of Baker acting him.
Right.
So it doesn't show up on your record.
Right.
I know.
Right.
But
Wow.
I was like,
Tough love, however it goes. I don't know your name, but you know, Sean and I shared this platform here, and I can only tell you that yes, tough love, and make sure that they understand that that's what it is. You know, that question comes up so much. You know, it's like, well, when someone has an unfortunate episode where they either OD and make it because somebody was able to Narcan them, or they OD and they don't make it, and people normally the first question that a sibling or that a parent will ask is, what can I have done differently? And that's a sad question to have to ask, because the reality is that if you love them, there's nothing you could have done differently. If you turned your back, then you could have continued to love them. Would be the thing that I can say you could have done differently. Otherwise, this is at the discretion of the addict when they decide that they are going to get their act in order, and it's I don't know how else to put it. I mean, you know, no decision is a decision, right? Every day that you make no decision to change. Listen, I this weekend, and I had the opportunity to see a mother spend time with children sober for the first time in quite some time. And I can't even begin to explain to you how the air in the room was. It was light and love, and so much so that the children had to say that, wow, you know what's wrong with this picture? And she said, what? And they said, nothing. Man, are you kidding me? So that's what's on the other side, man. That's what you stand to gain. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm going to give up my best friend for what? So that you can have your people that are most important to you, so that you can spend some time with them that's meaningful and memorable and loving and kind and so that, because there's this thing called the grapevine, right? That run tell that. So what they're gonna run tell everybody's like, wow, that was great.
Right before the show, I was watching some different news clippings, and I believe it was in Georgia. This guy pulled his car over and kind of forced the semi to stop, and the semi truck driver stopped because he thought maybe something was wrong with his vehicle. Guy gets out and then crawls underneath the semi. The semi driver just takes off. Well, it turns out that the semi was hauling wine. The whole thing was full of wine. And the guy, gets himself underneath there and opens, the dump valve, and it's just, chugging as much wine as he can.
The guy that pulled in front of the truck?
Yeah. So, and it's all on dash cam and another cameras the guy
He was,
had.
really thirsty?
And the thing was, so the trucker's going, down highway speeds down the thing, so the drunken fool could have fallen off. But they said the equivalent of 1,000 bottles of wine dumped out on the highway.
Wow.
And
well, for all my wino friends, I know that's some sad news. Was it good wine, or was it box wine?
No, it was in a big, almost like how they haul the milk or
vat,
whatever.
Yeah. A vat.
And
Wow.
I think it was the thing held 10,000
So it was going to be
gallons.
bottled.
It was going to be bottled, yeah. It had already been processed and fermented,
So
etc.
let me help you with.
Well, do you think that person woke up that morning, they had a mission. I'm going to go find a semi full of wine, crawl underneath it, drink as much as I can.
I'll be in jail, John.
Yeah.
Wind up. Be wind up.
And if you just took that same effort to getting clean,
Yeah.
staying sober.
Yeah. And I say it every day, and I'm gonna say it again today. I don't sit here and pretend to be anybody. I am who I am. I'm a person who hasn't done heroin in 23 years, and prior to that, I did it every day, and as many times a day as I could possibly do it. Okay, and so I came out of that, and I made a decision to come out of that, and so I'm not sitting here trying to be some angelic force. None of that. I'm just here. There's somebody that has been through something, that there's some people out there who are going through, that they are doubtful that they can get through. So I'm only here to alleviate your doubt. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I used to be a hopeless dope fiend, but now I'm a dopeless hope fiend. I spend my days just delivering as much hope and love and kindness and compassion and just open-mindedness and all those things that come along with recovery that I possibly can. Okay, and I'm no perfect angel. I don't even want to be. Will never be. But I'm telling you what I am. I'm somebody who's going to sit here and I'm going to deliver to you my truth. And that's it. I'm not trying to talk. I'm no preacher. I'm no analyst or no psychologist or any of those kind of lists. I'm a bunch of lists, but not those lists.
No, I was thinking about Aretha Franklin, that song, which is ain't no something with degree. I'm trying to remember the Aretha Franklin song.
We'll think of it.
Something freedom.
Freedom. Okay. Yeah. It'll come to him. Watch, when he least expected, probably about 3 o'clock this morning.
I'll wake you up. Hey, I got it.
Yeah, but no, that's what it is, and it's funny because, I've been asked often over if I thought that cannabis or marijuana or whatever was a gateway drug, and I personally do not. But I'm not a proponent of it. I'm not saying that anybody should do it. But a lot of times when you got the opportunity to take something else for pain, like a CBD, I would, if it works, like I said about the MAT program. I wasn't a big proponent of the MAT program either. This medically assisted treatment. It's like taking one drug and replacing it with another drug. Wasn't a big fan of it. But hell, I'm a big fan of everything that works to get you from stopping shooting dope into your veins that's going to freaking kill you. I know.
Tom's gonna kill you for doing that. Yeah, I wasn't.
You know, I'm a proponent of it. And then as far as hemp is concerned, this is a whole nother conversation. We're gonna start going down this road because I met some people, some hemp people, and that makes sense. And so I'll be sharing that information with you as we go down the road.
Actually, because we were talking about it before the show, Henry Ford actually had a hemp car.
Hemp farm. The hemp was the main thing. It was all the sales was made out of it.
Everything
was made out of it.
The whole entire vehicle was made out of it.
Yeah, and the oil, and the sucker ran it.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I have a platform here, and so I'm just gonna be, as I've always been. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If it's something that works for you, that stops you, because the main thing that is happening to us is overdosing on dope. You know, you may call cannabis or marijuana dope. That's fine, but ain't nobody ever overdosed on it. That I know of. The donuts, maybe. On the donuts.
I've never read anything. Well, the bank robbers went in and they
tried to take all the donuts out of the bank.
And they fell asleep after their munchies went away.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and so we'll talk more about that. In fact, there's some things that are coming on down the pike that I will be sharing with you as far as that's concerned. We have some really cool sponsors for the recovery room. I'm trying to get a new one here. This Mundet Sadal. I'm gonna have to look them up and see where they're from. But they got this apple soda, man. Guys, I'd love to be for you guys to be our sponsor. I love your soda, so I'll be giving you a call. Okay, cool. And now a word from our sponsors.
Spice up your next event with the Hammock Haven Experience. To find out more, go to thehammockhaven.com or call 941-201-5226. The Hammock Haven. Chillax a minute.
421 Sweet Treats is Anna Maria Island's sweetest little five-star cafe, located at 5337 Gulf Drive on beautiful Holmes Beach. For reservations, please call 941-281-2335. Life is sweet and full of treats.
POWarriors.com, the website that's dedicated to connecting our armed forces and first responders to businesses that appreciate their valor. For more information, go to POWarriors.com or call 336-501-0017. PO Warriors, protecting our warriors that protect us.
That's right. The Oneiko Farmers Market, man. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait till it open. It's gonna be just like, every day they'll be open, but the weekends are just gonna be banging because we get to put on entertainment and some kids stuff and do just do our thing, and it's just good. So and it's an interesting concept. You'll have to come and check it out when it opens.
Well, I saw like one of the other stores, the music stores in here. They were open today.
Oh, they were open?
Yeah.
Never heard of those guys. Yeah, give you guys a shout out and we'll come and show you that we gave you a shout out. But the music go round. I guess it's sort of like a Sandmash / Guitar Center right here in our complex here at the Oneiko Farmers Market. So you'll surely be hearing more from us from them through them. And so, it's a lot of cool stuff going on. And this is, when we say Viva Corona, as I said to you, my spiritual dad said to me, well, son, Viva means praise and Corona means crown. And so what you're really saying there, son, is praise the crown. And I'm like, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Praise the crown, the King of Kings, the Son of the God, and all that. But the reality is that this Viva, this Corona thing, is a thing that has changed everything in our entire lives. And I was just saying before it happened, something needs to happen to change everything. And bam, Corona. Because you see, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy that this whole thing came up about this father and son that killed this black dude running and all that stupid stuff, because all of it's so very stupid. The dude went into a abandoned house and they shot him and killed him and all that. That was the final example that we need of what we don't do coming out of Corona. However that goes, whoever's wrong or right, it's just not who we are as people.
I wasn't the individual who got shot. Wasn't he a preacher or a minister?
Whatever he was
something,
a young man.
Yeah.
You know, that's gone. You know, and there's so many more ways to handle things. You know, and so this whole racism or whatever, it may not even been that. It may have been people trying to protect their property. You know, and I'm a big fan of that. I'm a proponent, you know, of protecting your stuff. But when it gets out of hand and somebody has to die, then I'm not. But during this Corona, during this thing that changes everything, this comes into the spotlight as how we're supposed to treat each other. What also comes into the spotlight is how attached we are to let's say our lifestyle, as it were. You know, us getting up every day at the same time to the same alarm, getting up, hitting the button of where you got the coffee already timed, whatever, getting in, pressing your toast, eating it, fixing your time, drinking your coffee, and out the door, going down the road, hitting that same bump. Yeah, that was me. hitting that same bump every day. Boom, going to work, you know, thinking about getting off work. You coming to work thinking about when you get off. You know, and now the funny thing to me is that all these people that had these jobs that they hated, that now you got to go back. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but the reality is that all that's changed, because guess what? A lot of those jobs are not going to ever come back.
Well, and I know some people that they're making more money not working than they were working 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Picked up something along the way. You know, what they picked up more often than not is their brain, such that, you know, if you're forced into survival mode, if you're forced out of conformity mode and forced back into survival mode, guess what you're gonna do? I just saw it today, and it's illegal, but I've done it 100 times. On our mailbox today was this lawn service. They just put a little piece of paper, they went and typed up some stuff, put in the information in their prices, and it was on every mailbox up and down the street. Somebody's gonna take the bait. Were they gonna start a lawn service before this? Probably, but they were busy doing other stuff.
Well, a friend of mine up in Clearwater actually just fired her guy doing her lawn. She's like, Sean, what do I do? I said, look on Craigslist, you know.
Yeah.
But you never know what you're gonna get, and she said that the ad was, you clicked on there and there was like a beautiful landscaping truck and all this equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said he'd do her yard for $20. She's like, awesome.
The
guy shows up,
he
shows up with a lawnmower in the trunk of his car. And I said, well, what kind of job did he do? She goes, well, he did a really good job. I said, then you got a great deal.
Yeah.
Be happy for the guy, because at the end of the day, he's supposed to put groceries on that table.
It wasn't really false advertising.
You know, I mean, he might be dreaming that that company's going to grow into that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But if you're out there and you're hungry, you can go out there and make $1. You can go to one of those workforce places.
No.
No,
and I'm saying no. Yeah, I'm saying no to yes. I'm meaning yes. Yeah, no. If you need it, baby, I guarantee you can go get it. I mean, because that is the country in which we live. That is the beautiful country in which we live. It is a republic, but it's a capitalist republic, and you have the opportunity. There are written things and guidelines for you to take and start a corporation in this country, and then build it to be whatever you want it to be. And that's an amazing thing. When you think about all the countries in the world where if our poorest person is rich to them. That's amazing. You know, our poorest person, like that guy that I've become friends with, that's over on the side of the road. Him and his boy have got this little. They actually, in the grass, they've dug in a little path that they walk back and forth begging for change. You know, and I go take that road every time. I don't take it every day, 'cause I go different ways. But every time I go there, he's there, and we start talking, and we talk about life and things and stuff. And you know, I imagine. He said, "Have a good day." I said, "You too." And he said, "Yeah, every day." And here he is, a bum out there. At least I'm, thinking maybe not so much, because from what I understand, that's a very profitable business if you can tolerate doing it. You know, if you stand out there for 8 hours and you get $1 here, $3 there, $5 there, man, you go home with a little nice chunk of change in your pocket. So, at any rate, they got that one down to a science. They got that one. But I mean, the reality, yes, there's so much that you can do now, and there's so much that you have to do. Because again, a lot of those jobs the ones that you hated, you didn't have to worry about hating them no more, because they ain't coming back. And so now you got to find something else to do. I still ain't got my stimulus check yet. I'm mad. I know that was a rapid change of departure conversation, but
I didn't get any either.
You didn't get yours either?
Nope.
Dang.
But I only filled it out today.
Oh, I didn't fill one out because I figured. You wouldn't fill something out?
Yeah.
I thought you were getting.
You tell the IRS you didn't file.
Even if I thought that they said if you get Social Security, you automatically get it.
No, you got to still tell them.
You got to go to the
No, 'cause-
non-filer thing?
Yep.
Huh.
It wouldn't let me
He
for my
didn't do
Social Security
nothing.
disability.
Oh, so you tried to go on the non-filer?
I pulled it up and asked for my social, yada yada yada, and it said we can't tell you whether we're going to give it to you or not give it to you.
Yeah, but you don't need to do this.
But you can't. There's nothing else for you to do.
Okay.
But
I haven't even done that because I'm just sure that what they're going to do is they're going to do another round. I mean, because when you got his, it was a round. Chris, you got it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So it came on a day. So I'm just waiting for that day. I look and I see that I get mine because I got some things I need to do with it. My stimulus money is going to stimulate some stuff.
We know.
We can only hope, right?
That's right. Pray.
Hoping and a praying. And praying and a hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping and praying these days. One of these days that we get where we got these quotes here that they're on the thing. I think I need to send them to you. But the one that stood out to me today is that it says, "Don't wait for everything to be perfect before you decide to enjoy your life." Because it ain't never gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna never be perfect, Just start today. And even when you get to where you're going, life ain't gonna be perfect, but it's sure gonna be a whole lot more tolerable, And I can tell you that from my own experience. Okay, and always pray to have eyes to see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. And I can tell you what, man. I don't know who you praise, who your God is, but let it be a God of love. The God that I serve is a God of love, one that says to me every day, it's like, T, what I need you to do? I need you to do something good. I need you to show some kindness and some love to somebody, whether they accept it or not. I mean, you can try, but you can't help everybody. I mean, it's really as simple as that. You can't help everybody, and everybody is maybe not even worthy of your help. And so our thing was one day or day one. It's your decision, guys. It's your decision whether today you get your day one in, and then tomorrow you get your next day in, and then instead of coming back after having about 40 days in and say I'm back to day one. Which for me is a kind of weird thing, but I would never go against the principles that have helped thousands and maybe millions of people get clean, But I just say that as long as you're pushing forward, as long as you're not giving up, I don't care how many days you got. It wouldn't matter to me how many days you had. And be happy not because everything is good, because you can see the good in everything.
Speaking of seeing the good and everything, so this weekend, Mother's Day weekend, they open up the beaches in Florida. And how does everybody repay the beautiful freaking state? 13,000 pounds of trash.
Oh my God,
Oh,
people! And this is the other thing. This is today. Today's what Corona has done as also as a panacea has exposed people for who they are. And those people know who I'm talking about. If you're that person that will take and trash one of the most beautiful things in our that we have on this planet, you know who you are. You know, and we don't even have to do anything because you're already torturing yourself with those kind of thoughts and things, you know. But this Corona thing is exposing people and everything for what it really is, okay? And so I mean, God, man, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Open the beach and trash it. Not supposed to be there in the first place.
No, they did open them back up.
I know, but still,
yeah.
even so, they open them back up. We clearly we still got deaths and stuff from this stuff. So you shouldn't be there in the first place, considering what the rules stipulate. Yeah, you know, now the rules are changing, but you know, the guidelines for the people who make the real decisions, the scientific decisions, said we need some more time. Okay, and I believe them before I believe anybody else.
I mean, I think if you're caught leaving the trash at the beach, charge them $2,000.
Something. Hit them hard.
And tow their car because it treated it like it was a drug deal. If you did something with the drugs and you used your vehicle, you're going to jail, and your car's gone because you transported stuff in there. If you're too lazy to go pick up your damn trash, stay at fucking home.
Ooh. It's okay.
That's from the minister there yelling at you guys.
Yeah.
You know, pisses me off.
No, that's.
I want my daughter to have a nice planet or semi decent. Just settle for that.
Yeah.
Semi decent place to go to the beach.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. And you know, and maybe Corona is exactly that. Maybe Corona is the population control expert. You know, because you know they're hitting us with all these numbers, right? And the numbers ain't nothing compared to the 8 billion people that are on this planet. And I'm not. Trust me, I love everybody, even you polluters. But you know, gotta get rid of the bad apples. You know, and maybe that's who Corona don't like.
Eugenics, according to Bill Gates.
Yeah, according to Bill Gates. So, I mean, population control is what it is. I mean, we can't have another 9 billion people and the planet gets off sync. It stops spinning properly.
So if because remember Trump had that space police thing going on, whatever.
Yeah, Star Wars,
so,
whatever.
So if
Space Force.
can he run for president again if we put? I mean, after he wins this next one, right? If he gets like another planet out there around the planet, can he run for?
Yeah, I would run him over there. I would run. Hey, dude, why don't you go over to that planet over there?
This is Planet Trump.
Yeah. Make Planet Trump great again, will you? For the first time, I mean.
I have a Planet Hollywood. I got Planet Trump here.
Planet Trump great, will you?
Move over there.
Take Mar-a-Lago with you.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So what it is reality now is a concept. I guess it's always been a concept. But what's your concept of it? What's your reality? Are you back? Are you post Corona? Are you? I don't give a crap about Corona. Are you one of those people? Because I still got some friends that I call and I'm saying, hey man, let's go. And then nope. Not leaving the house. I'm not until they lift the thing. I am not leaving the house.
It really didn't affect me that much. I mean, I wasn't going out doing a whole bunch of stuff anyways.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have the freaking energy to.
Yeah. I didn't change much of mine either. I mean, you know, I would be home a lot anyway.
Well, you stopped playing your tennis and then you went.
Yeah.
Let me put these pants.
Yeah.
Sean, what's
I
that?
gained 20 pounds.
What's that chick trick you do when you got to put your pants on?
Lay
Now?
on the bed with some pliers.
And you're like, and you gotta
pull.
You got a ratchet strap.
Yeah. Ooh, do these pants make my butt look big? No, your butt's big. That's all. Your butt's big. You know, I went for it. The first 2 weeks of Corona, I said, okay, I got to be home. I'm going to have a good time. And I did. And we did. And we're still having a good time. I mean, you know, it's just the way it is. It's all about perspective in the first place. But, you know, right now we're getting we're getting to that point where it's decision time. I mean, we always talked about decision time here on the show. Time to make the decision whether you're going to stop today or not. Because tomorrow's not the same as yesterday's tomorrow.
And if you do know that you are sick or you're positive, go get checked. They're
offering those.
They're offering
opportunities now.
those tests for free. But they actually before you had to actually have like a doctor's note, like you're going to go see the principal or whatever else. Now you could just go and say boom and get tested, and they'll even print you out a copy. There was a young individual, 23 years old, kid was healthy, was working for an assisted living facility up in and around Chicago area. 2 different times he went to the hospital. He was like, man, I don't feel good. I'm sick. He had all the symptoms, everything else. Both times he was sent home from the hospital. Work still told me he had to go in. He didn't make it into work. Family calls. They went there. He's dead. 23 years old, healthy. So it's not like it's taken out. Oh, it's going to take out all the druggies
and all the
older people and
all the black people
and all the ones who have AIDS because they're
and all
doing
the poor people.
It doesn't matter.
No, this
Death
thing,
does
it has
not
no
discriminate.
respect. Yeah, it has no respect for persons. Your socioeconomic background is nothing to do with this. Well, to the extent that obviously people who have pre-existing conditions, which has been a word that's been tossed around over the last 12 years so much it's ridiculous, but for people who have diabetes and those things, and that usually is more prevalent amongst those of lower economic levels, just based on healthcare, which healthcare is going to be the subject until Joe Biden, I don't know if he'll get it right or not, because it's a tough subject when you go from this money making machine that we have now called our healthcare system, trying to get it to be a healthcare system, not a wealth care system. I just made that up. Somebody write that down.
Write that one.
Well, you can always rewatch the show. It'll be on there.
Oh, thanks. Gee, technology, don't you? You gotta love it, right? You gotta love it. It's good stuff. Yeah. But the beauty of it is that now the weakest of people are the most important people. The sickest of people are the most important people, because you can't have your health if you've got some other people sick. It's always been that way, but Corona has now made that even more prevalent, made it more evident. You can't have a bunch of sick people running around and you running around and trying to act like you're all healthy and living a good life, and you got these sick people. You gotta take care of them. And what an amazing thing! What a thought that maybe now we'll get the homeless taken care of. I mean, they sure have kind of vanished off, at least in the numbers that we had them here off the streets. I don't know where they went, but somebody's taking care of them, and I hope that don't mean like. I hope it means like they got them somewhere and they're getting them some help and getting their stuff together, because that's what this world really needs. At the end of the day, this world needs for the people who have the means to share the means. The people who have the means to be able to reach out and to take care of those individuals. You ain't got to be no freaking martyr. You don't have to be a goody two-shoes. You just got to be somebody who's willing to contribute to the betterment of our country and our lives, our planet, as it were. I don't know, because it's kind of crazy, because the corona, as I said, I see it as the great panacea, because it's affecting everything. It's affecting climate change already in this short period of time, considering how people have had to stay home and not all the emissions going up in the air and just a lot of different things, and so that in itself is one of those great things. And so we should be trying to figure out how we continue that progress, because just like Sean said, I got some youngins that I love, and I want them to grow up in a world that they don't live in a freaking bubble. I don't want them at home all the time looking at video games and whatever it is, eating artificial Cheerios and all kinds of stuff. I want them to.
What's the difference between artificial Cheerios and real Cheerios?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Not a thing. Just I don't want them just to do that.
Just want to make sure you don't pluck the
no,
Cheerios off the tree.
No, they're not real tea.
Okay.
Well, what about the Crunch Berries?
Those are good, aren't they?
Those are real, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And Lucky Charms, man, it's hard
Oh,
chasing
man,
that little,
that little marshmallow thing around, or the little leprechaun.
yeah.
Yeah, when I was thinking about how those marshmallows they stayed good for all those years in that box.
Or when you get the Raisin Bran stuff that has the strawberries in it.
Yeah, the real strawberries. Huh? How does that work?
I don't know, but it hasn't killed me yet. But
Yeah,
it tastes
but
good.
you wet them and they go poof and they turn back into fruit again.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Ish.
Ish. Don't let your life be like ish. Okay? Live your authentic life. Live the life that God has given you. Man, you know that you are a child of God and God don't make no junk at all. If you just stop for a minute and think about this wonderful, ridiculous apparatus, this tempo that we have been given where all the systems work together. You got an integumentary system, skin, that holds all those things together, all those different organs that work in tandem for you to get up every day and walk around and do whatever it is you do. And why ruin it with some stupid drugs? I mean, you've done that. You know what that's all
Here,
about.
kids. Like, oh, look, he survived coronavirus. Oh, he just OD'd.
This is sad. Yeah, we got two major freaking medical emergencies happening at one time, and they're compounding each other. Because I'm telling you what, people need to get out. There's some people, I know some people that they are so social. They're like the social butterflies. I mean, they have to be around people. They have to be. They do like 100,000 words a day. You know, just talking. They're social people. For them to be isolated, that's miserable.
And this comes from a man who doesn't talk that much, saying someone talks a lot.
Prove it here.
Well, I use all mine right here on the recovery room. I don't say nothing when I leave here.
Saves it up.
I save them for when I come here. Hey, listen, we've been doing this for a little while now, and on a very serious tip. If nobody's told you that they love you today, let us be the first to tell you that we love you. And it's like it's a ministerial type love. It's like an agape love. It's not like we're talking about, ooh baby, ooh, I love you. No, it means like I love you and I care about you and I want to see the best for you, and so I pray for you. And so if you're still in the struggle and that struggle is real, I'm hoping and praying that there's something, a joke even, a look on our faces, or something that we've said that affects you, that moves you to that next level, that maybe pulls you back off of the edge of the cliff and gives you another day. Because these days are just so, Corona is proving it to be the case. Life is precious, guys. It's a precious thing. It's not anything for us to take for granted at all. And so I encourage you every morning to wake up and go, woo, woo, another day on planet Earth. Hey, listen, you guys, you know our phone number, right? 941-201-5226. 941-201-5226. That's that 24-hour hotline. Call at any time. Sean is available. I might sleep through some of them, I ain't gonna lie. But Sean is always available to talk, and he's a good listener and talker. And so, we here at the Recovery Room. If you haven't joined the Recovery Room family yet, please do. Just go on to Facebook and type in the Recovery Room in the search engine, and that guy in the bed will come up and join. And if we have to improve it or whatever that is, that's fine. That's what we'll do. But there's some really good information on there. Some people actually seeking information. If you've got a story or testimony of you that you'd like to share, please do. But let's be kind. Let's be kind down there, guys. I just keep always having that blockbuster. Be kind and rewind. But anyway, let's be kind on there, guys. The people already hurt, and they don't need you to add to the pain. If you're somebody that's been hurt, don't hurt anybody else on the Recovery Room page. At least share some love, hope, experience. Minister Sean, take us out. What you got?
Like T was saying, I pray for everybody every night. When we say I love you, God loves you, we mean that from the bottom of our hearts.
Amen.
A lot of times I'm talking to somebody, the other night I spoke to somebody till 7 o'clock in the morning that just couldn't take it anymore. They want to kill themselves because all the drugs that their spouse was doing.
It's crazy.
Just
be kind.
Be kind to those around you.
Yeah.
Pay it forward.
Prepare for it. It's not your aptitude. It's not how smart you are. It's your attitude that determines your altitude. Have one of kindness, of gratitude, of peace, and love, and kindness, and compassion, and empathy, and all those words. All those things that you can think on that are good. Have that. Love you guys. Peace.
We love you guys.
See you tomorrow.
Peace out. If I don't sleep through it.
Yeah. And so it is. And so it was. And so it shall be.
Oh, yeah.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. You already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you didn't know.